Madison. Girl, what are you doing? What are you doing, girl? Madison Harnish. You should have just sat there and ate your food. You should have just sat there and ate your food. If you had just sat there and ate your food, we would have had a very different episode tonight. Good God. The level of misinformation, low information. I'm stunned. When I first saw the apology video, I felt bad for her, right? I felt bad and I was like, wow, she clearly is just so audience captured. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And she feels like she has to apologize to all of these people that are harassing her. And I still do have empathy for her, right? But wow. At your big age, I think she's over 30, but maybe not. At your adult age, you should know you can't just lie about people on the internet. You just can't do it. So tonight we're going to be going through as much of the H3 show from today as we can, which was originally a members episode, which I usually do not cover because that's, paywalled and we do something else. But they decided to make it public. I was hoping they would as soon as I started watching it because it is very important. So yeah, it was like a 4+ hour episode. I just finished it. The transcripts aren't even uploaded yet. So I was having to scrub back and find all the shit that I wanted to talk about. But we do have something I want to share first. Alex the Fiction sent me this video. This is from the beginning of his interview with the H3 mod Ray, who needs our help. And so here is the first little bit of that video. And shout out Alex the Fiction to giving Ray a platform for this.
I wanted to start this interview by giving you by creating a PSA. Ray has been desperately looking for her niece Frances. Ray, can you tell me a little bit about this?
So my niece Frances is 17, turning 18 in April 2026. She is not missing. She's in a home with child. And I know because I am one of the victims of those people. They are my family. I wish they weren't my family. I wish they weren't her family, but they are. Years ago, they found out that I wanted custody of her, and they have hidden us so well that I don't have any information on how to locate her, and resources won't help because of that. Because what I'm saying is hearsay about, to them, a hypothetical person. And they're not gonna, spend a bunch of resources, their own resources, looking for somebody that they can't be like, oh yeah, no, we know, because I'm just some random person to them. And I have a safe home for her. I have a home for her where she's loved and wanted. I can help her heal. I can help her thrive after abuse. I want to help her get into college when she's ready, get a job. And learn what healthy love is like. But she just doesn't know that she has a choice. And because of that, recently, she tried to take her own life, which is why I've decided to take the risk of talking about this publicly. I don't want to encourage anybody to specifically go look for her, but because that's obviously insane. But the goal would be that someone who already knows her, like an old friend or an old teacher or something, recognizes her, sees the video from it circulating around, one of the videos, whatever, and they find a way to help us get in contact. Because I guarantee you, I would be surprised if people know about what's going on with her outside of CPS, and they should just be so ashamed of how horribly they have failed her. It's disgusting. But yeah, she's a sweet and beautiful and wonderful kid. She's so funny and full of life. And man, I have her hat still from when she was a toddler.
Oh wow.
Oh.
So yeah, throughout your speech, I'll be showing images on screen, and if someone does have information, how do they go about contacting you?
I am on Instagram, I'm on Discord, I'm on Reddit, really any socials, under the username Raefemel, Raephemel. Just DM me. I'm looking for messages so hard. I'm gonna set up an email soon, which will probably be raefemel@gmail or something, so that people can send stuff more officially. Because yeah, I want to give it my best shot.
I'll add all that information in the description. Do you think your niece is in a Shelter Valley type of situation where she's like in a completely secluded area with like 300 people?
I think probably, because I know that her mom, my sister, not the cool one, obviously. She's an odd person. She's one of those like, you can't paint your nails in the same house the baby's in because the baby will get infected by the fumes kind of people, which is, but on top of that, she's fucking insane and evil for a billion other reasons. So point is she's like very natural nature core, and I have no doubt that she's probably put them somewhere sketchy, because one of the places that I have a slight idea that they might be on is just it's some far out place in the middle of a desert, which is almost exactly like the Shelter Valley situation. So I guarantee she's not in school, because I know if she was in school, then she was having issues with school, because she's getting abused. So it's like, of course she's going to act out and have problems.
This poor kid.
But yeah, I know that she got suspended a couple times and stuff like that. And then they stopped updating me because I was, they know about my plan.
Very good, Ray. Thank you so much for sharing. And again, if anyone has any information, please DM Ray immediately. All right.
Thank you to Alex the Fiction for interviewing Ray and for sharing that. Please, everyone, I think Alex was saying in chat that if you want to help, there's a GoFundMe link. Thank you for sharing that, Alex. Yeah, and if you know Frances, if you know someone who knows her or has seen her before, please reach out. Reach out to Ray wherever she is, and let's see if we can help get this kid into a safe home. It's really, really, really awful and sad. Oh, okay. We're gonna deep breath as we move on to the bullshit. First of all, thank you to everybody who is getting us so much closer to 10,000. We are 420 blaze it away from 10,000 subscribers. So very shortly, we will be opening up to members, which is going to be a lot of fun. Going to put a lot of stuff in the vault for the members. I have lived many lives, and I have all kinds of fun videos to share there from my past internet lives, from, silly stuff I've done with my friends. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to get into more fun stuff as we go. Also, if you don't feel like making it a meme, why not nominate me for the Streamer Awards? Let's see. The Hidden Gem Award, I believe it's called. I think it's number 6 on this listy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the Hidden Gem Award, growing streamer averaging under 200 views this year. I feel like viewers this year. I feel like overall that's probably where I'm at. Although lately we've been averaging more than a couple iDubbbz's an episode. You know, my views are too high. But not average, I don't think. I mean, over the whole year, I mean, my views were like 0 for most of the year. So, who knows? Who knows if it's too much? But yeah, I would just love to be considered. Thank you so much. I know people want to nominate iDubbbz as like a meme, but I gotta give it to Cutie Cinderella for actually having a category that is, that is about new talent, like younger, coming up talent, emerging talent, as they say, right? So I want to take it seriously. And if not me, vote for someone else that you love that's a smaller creator, Let's do it. Thank you. Thank you. I don't even have chat popped out. Again, I am losing my mind because it was taking me so long to actually get started here today, y'all. All right. We have a lot to talk about. Okay. Was there anything else? Nope. We're just going to get right into it. So to set this up, if you didn't watch the show today, Ethan and Hila were responding to Madison Harnish, whose YouTube name is Cruel World Happy Mind, who put out a 3-hour plus video about the fall of Ethan Klein, the downfall of Ethan Klein. We've seen these over and over again, right? But this is probably the one with the most misinformation packed into it, right? Because it's all of the lies from the past that have been corrected, relitigated, backtracked, retracted all over again, right? It's all of those plus everything that Madison could get her hands on in Snark. And I came into this. Where are my alert boxes? Oh, there they are. I came into this feeling bad for Madison. I thought that maybe she was kind of audience captured and was just trying to do her best as a good person. And I still kind of feel that way, but she's also an adult and I don't want to infantilize her. So, she made some pretty big mistakes. And I feel like she's going to pay for them. You cannot lie about certain things, and we'll get into that. But you cannot lie about certain things about people without expecting them to respond. And I think that's what's become so frustrating is that people like Taylor Lorenz and all of these snarkers think that they should just be allowed to say whatever they want about people and have no consequence, even if they're just outright lies, right? But anything you say to them is targeted harassment, is, the end of the world. The double standard is so transparent and exhausting. And I think that's what makes it so frustrating, that there are still so many people that believe this shit. And I think a huge piece of it is that they feel like there is this red line about Israel-Palestine, and they don't want to be caught on the wrong side of the red line. But the red line is made up, guys, and it's made up by people that you probably wouldn't respect in any other sense. If you look at the way they treat you, the way they treat other people, right? They should not be the ones calling the shots. And now Madison is the latest to learn this lesson the hard way. And so let's just get into it. Let's see how Ethan and Hila debunked 3 hours of lies. Like, I skipped some of the more heavily tread ones, like frenemies for the most part, and the Kaya stuff, right? Because it's so recent, it's been covered so much. But there's just some stuff in here that I just really wanted to hear. I really wanted to hear them talking about. So let's start. I think the first one that the crew didn't mention is, well, they showed it, but they didn't mention where this came from. this silver dress, the silver Teddy Fresh dress, which I wish I owned, that the t-shirt dress that they do, like the A-line, is just such a perfect silhouette. She tried to sort of shoehorn that in with the idea that Hila is a pedophile because she makes like fun, playful, colorful clothing. But it's just like a normal knee-length dress. And also she used a side-by-side that she absolutely got from Snark. So let's check this out.
His own personal style. Well, in the past, I would certainly commend Hila for having a very creative.
Whoa, this is going fast. Yeah. See, this is me trying to catch up. In the past, she would have commended Hila for her personal style. But now that she's been on Leftovers H3 for a week, just mainlining bullshit, now she thinks that this is somehow pedophilic and not nostalgic. Okay. So let's hear that again, because I just think that that's so stupid.
Creative style.
She keeps doing these like weird little couching things and then just saying something horrible.
Much of its apparel would sell out shortly after dropping, and the line reflects Hila's own personal style. While in the past, I would certainly commend Hila for having a very creative style. Often, some of the outfit ensembles that Hila chooses feels very childlike, with also Teddy Fresh having a...
First of all,
how is this childlike? How is this childlike? And because it has Tweety Bird on it, that's just 90s nostalgia. And then how is this childlike? What child do you know would wear this? Also, this side-by-side with the silver blanket, I have absolutely seen come out of Snark. She did not put these together because she's just talking about the pedophile side of it. She's not talking about it being ugly, which is what these people are saying, right? As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, I have seen that. I feel like that this was reposted on H3. Concern trolling final boss. Yeah, the whole like I'm trying to be neutral the whole time. You're not, though. You're not. Like, you're showing this? You're showing this? Okay, if you want to talk about this dress, why is this here? Why not crop it? Lazy. That's lazy. And it also, you're showing your ass. You're showing your ass that your media source is H3 Snark, right? I'm 35 and I wear graphic tops of cartoons. Listen, my wardrobe is like, I guess it's called like dopamine dressing now. I have all kinds of fun, colorful stuff. Why is that childish? It's not. This is just a Snark specific reach, right? And AB kind of made a point about this where he was saying, if you have good reasons, you wouldn't need to stuff a video with all this other bullshit. Like, her clothes are kind of childish, so I don't know, maybe she's a pedophile. Right? Like, you wouldn't have to make all these weird, like, QAnon conspiracy theories. And also, they sell out, like, every time. So are all of us pedophiles? Like, what are you talking about? The far right and the far left both do this thing where everybody's a pedophile. Like, it's if you're calling everybody a sex offender, it's
girl with
it's
a
hard
mic.
to,
When is she calling in?
It's hard to have any weight.
Alex_the_fiction just gave $5.
Thanks,
Kate,
Alex.
your shirt is too colorful. What do you abuse kids or something? You can only wear my approved colors.
I'm so sorry.
And dark gray.
I'm so sorry, sir. You're right. You're right. I should only wear, I don't know, like school marm attire. Like, what are we talking about?
And
It's
she's
such
also
bullshit.
gay.
Alexandra just gave $10. Emo, this video from
Thanks, Alex.
CWHM could be a case study in white woman performative activism, weaponizing therapy language and victimhood that centers
Yes.
herself and continues to hurt marginalized communities.
100%. And especially like the only empathy she shows Ethan is he's nuts. The empathy is he's crazy, he's insane, he's paranoid. This is me showing empathy. Not, I can understand how hard it is to have CPS called to your house. No, she takes the CPS thing and says, and this is just more evidence of Ethan being like, everyone's attacking me. But I have empathy because I'm acknowledging that he's crazy. Oh my God. So yeah, the pedophile shit is just crazy. This picture and this argument is just proof that no real research was done, which is such a shame for a grown ass woman to put together such a thing where she says she worked on this for weeks. She worked on this for weeks, but wasn't able to watch a single H3 response to any of these. Like, I am very worried about the state of public education, the state of discourse when this is considered objective. Like, I feel like none of these people have read a real news article before where both sides are presented.
Girl with a mic, when is she calling in?
Oh, thank you, Blanco.
Blanco just gave $9.99.
Thank you.
Let's keep IT going. Let's up those numbers Guamily to 10K vote Guam.
Like, if you see an article that's like, you know, critical of someone, they always ask to interview that person too, because without that, it just looks like propaganda. It just looks like propaganda. So at no point in here does she say, Ethan was, I tried to reach out to Ethan for comment on these things. Nothing. There was no real attempt to make this objective, right? There was no attempt to make it objective besides her saying, yeah, and, you know, Ethan's crazy, so empathy. Are Cutie, Cruel World, and Ryan Beard all ex-Mormons? Very interesting. I don't know. I know Cutie's Christian. I don't know if it's Mormon. All right, so the next one is probably one of the more damning
She's
examples.
so funny.
Oh,
Witch Frumpa just gave
Thank you, Witch.
$1.99. Donation train.
Oh,
Steam
God.
locomotive emoji. Don't mind if I do. Guamily.
Thank you.
Purple heart emoji. Microphone emoji.
Thank you. Thank you, Witch. Y'all are being so sweet tonight. Celebrate the fat bitches.
Clay Bentries Jr. gave $2.
Celebrate the fat
These people are
bitches.
sociopaths.
Agree. QT is ex-Mormon. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's something in the water in Utah. All right, so the next one to me is pretty damning. This is about the FUPA fund. This is something that has been debunked a zillion times in the last 10 years? Like, this is old. This is deep bullshit lore. You can't.
Girl with a microphone is in chat.
Lana Julie 33 just gave $2. Choose CH.
Thanks, Lana. You guys are getting to see some of the new GIFs and hearing the new sounds. Stephanie, is there not something in the water?
Girl with a microphone is in chat.
So sweet. Thank you.
William
We're
Waddle
never gonna get
just
through
gave
this.
$2 Canadian. All aboard the non-toxic donation
Just kidding.
train.
You can give me gifts. Thank you, Billiam. I love that name. All right, so let's talk about FUPA, because the FUPA fund isn't just like, I don't know, maybe she's a pedophile. Anyway, moving on, which is really terrible in the first place. But this is accusing them of material financial crime. And you have at your disposal the truth if you had actually done research. So now it looks like you have willfully lied about it in a malicious way. And you're gonna be in trouble. And you're too old to be learning shit the hard way like this. But here you are. Here you are.
Yeah, poor Jimmy Lee, who, by the way, she attacks me for
Thank you,
being
Leslie
too kind
Bean.
to him.
I don't know why yours didn't
was
show
still
up.
in existence. But the FUPA fund dissolved and is no longer in use. A big reason for the FUPA fund's dissolution is that the Kleins use the FUPA fund for
What
their...
do you mean a big reason for the dissolution?
That is
Wait,
the only reason.
The next words out of her mouth were very critical.
Is that the
yeah.
Kleins use the FUPA fund for their own legal fees, as well as several $1,000s out of pocket to fight the legal battle against Matt Haas. While it is often the case that
Hold on. So you admit?
Sounds like my Saturday night.
Alicia Ford gave $5 Canadian. Kate, can you please acknowledge how pretty you look today? Face holding back tears emoji.
Who, me? Maybe your girl finally organized her makeup and put a little bit on today. Maybe your girl washed her hair today. Maybe other things happened today that made her very happy, and she's just glowing naturally. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, so she says the FUPA fund was closed after they used the money for themselves for their legal fees, which is literally what it was for. And then she admits that they also had to use some of their own money, meaning all of the money went to the legal fees. Which is exactly what Ethan and Neela say in this next clip. Is about
the fat bitches.
Elfie27 Matt gave $5 Canadian.
I like dancing with myself.
It's 2025 and the FUPA fund talking points were brought up. I literally can't anymore.
Like
Rolling
how
on the floor laughing emoji.
I don't think she knows how silly this is. But the people who are keeping this alive do. The people who are keeping it alive know that they're full of shit. So let's watch it, because she has now admitted that there was nowhere else the money could have gone. And that Ethan and Hila thought they were going to have leftover, but they didn't, because they ended up spending their own money, as she says. Fucking Christ. Here we go.
that legal fees can add up and become more than you'd ever initially expect. Well,
Hopefully you don't find that out.
FUPA fund was well before COVID. FUPA fund was but they were still in New York, weren't they? That was Matt Haas.
No, but
that
that's
the
exactly
Kleins
what happened.
closed the FUPA fund after spending the money on their own legal fees instead of keeping it open, maybe replenishing the fund once they're.
Why were they expected to do that? What is this goalpost moving? So because they spent all the money, which was for them, they were supposed to retroactively, they should have kept it open and put money back in it that they didn't have. And then where would that money have gone? What is the point?
They're able to, so that other creators could have used it. Well,
I'm gonna fucking explode.
So the criticism is, how dare we not
Pay for everybody else's legal fees on
continue
YouTube
this
forever.
charity idea?
Forever.
What? What is this?
Girl with a mic, when is she calling in?
Oh, I know,
Katie
Zach.
just gave $5. Hyla poking Ethan in the eye was comedy gold, but I gotta say this episode would have been so much more funny had Zach been there.
Alex, great point. They did also give away like $100,000 during COVID. They have paid for fans' medical bills. They paid for the Willy Wonka people's time because they didn't get paid. Like, this is what I mean. I'm going to talk about this more later when I address like zillennial women creators, because I'm seeing a problem, but we'll get there. But the point is, and AB made it today too, nothing is ever going to be enough for these people. Nothing you do is ever going to be good enough, Madison. You already know that. You are already experiencing the semantic abuse, right? Where if you don't say the words exactly right, you are a bad person and you love genocide and you're a Zionist, right?
She's so funny.
You're already seeing it happen.
Just gave $1.99. Sending love from a fellow fat lesbian.
Yeah.
Pink heart emoji, white heart emoji, orange heart emoji, Guamily.
Shout out to the fat lesbians in chat. Love you guys. You are my family. This is just crazy. This is just crazy. All right, here.
If the GoFundMe's still up, you can still go look at it. It's very.
But yeah, what AB said of just like you're never going to be good enough. Nothing you do is ever going to be good enough, because look what they're doing. They're going back and moving the goalposts on something that happened like 12 years ago. And saying, oh, wow, you used that money that you raised for yourself on yourself. Why didn't you then pay for everyone else's stuff with the money that you didn't have, which is why you started the fundraiser? Gang, what are we doing?
Very clear what it's for.
This is the GoFundMe.
Oh, God.
It was made explicitly for us.
Madison, here you go. Here's something that you could have very easily looked up on your own, right? I want to focus in this video, in this stream, on showing the receipts that they pull up, because clearly somehow Madison missed all of them. I guess that's what happens when you get all of your information from a single subreddit.
For us. Our dumbass lawyers told us we had way too much money and we wouldn't need it all. So I was like, hey, whatever leftover money we have, I'm going to use it to help everybody else. Thinking at the time that $170,000 was like, to me, that at the time, that was like an unbelievable amount of money. I'd never seen or had that much money in my life. So I was like, this is.
Yeah. He thought he was going to be able to do something, and then things ended up being more expensive than they were. Have you never done like any sort of project? Like a house project or anything else, everything always ends up being more expensive. He had good intentions. They had good intentions. And then they ended up, as you say in this video, they had to spend their own money on top of what they raised. They didn't have any money left over to give to other people. It was all gone. That was not their fault. Like, girl, what are we doing?
This is like infinite money, right? Like, I'm gonna be able to help everybody forever. And my dumb fucking lawyers told me that. But the thing is, this money was raised for us.
Yes.
For this lawsuit explicitly.
Look, Ethan and Hila are being sued for a video they created about YouTuber Matt Haas' Zone. This is an attempt to step on freedom of speech via broken copyright system and most people's confusion over fair use. And Shay said in chat, the case helped commentary YouTubers like her. So it did help other creators. Exactly. Because now creators, when they are sued, even if Ethan isn't footing the bill, they can cite the case law of Ethan and Hila versus Matt Haas. Yeah, money, legal fee money goes faster than like any money. It was made by Philly D? Wow, oh my gosh, it is. He's certainly changed, hasn't he, from this time. So yeah, I mean, you are now accusing people of fraud, right? You're accusing them of getting people to donate because they said they promised they would use it on themselves and other people. You can't do that. You can't just lie about financial crimes, girl, on the internet. Like, you need to make sure, whether you're talking about a celebrity or not, you need to make sure if you're talking about financial fraud that your shit is airtight. I haven't seen your other videos, but if this is the way you research things, I gotta wonder what your other stuff is like. I gotta wonder how accurate your other takes are. Or is this the only one because your brain has been snarkified, that you feel confident and comfortable accusing people of fraud on the internet to 600,000 plus viewers and more, like not just your subscribers, but other people as well. Like, you can't do that without consequence. You're not a child. Like, you should know these things. She made a video against Trisha in the past. Like, I don't know, dude. But, you know, Ethan's just supposed to sit there and take it and let all of these people accuse him of federal crimes. Like, what are you people talking about? And then this one really upset me, and I'm so glad that Dan spoke up. When she goes on, speaking of Trisha, during the frenemies conversation, she goes on to accuse Ethan and Hila of hoarding money and not sharing it with the crew, with no proof for that whatsoever, but says definitively that Ethan and Hila surely didn't give the crew a raise when all of the money was going through the roof because of frenemies. These are things you could have fact-checked or not talked about. These were all choices that you made. So here is the crew confirming that they did get a raise during frenemies because of the success of the show.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Employees get a raise because of that 5% production cost?
Yes.
Are you investing?
Wait. Let me address that one.
What?
She just asked, did your employees get a raise because of that? Yes. Yeah, I got a really fat raise when frenemies
Right.
took off. Yes.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
what?
Because of that-
Say
wait,
that
let me
again,
address
Dan?
that one.
What? Say, Dan? What'd you
She
say?
just asked, did your employees get a raise because of that? Yes. Yeah, I got a really fat raise when frenemies
Right.
took off. Yes.
Thank you for
was
saying
cool.
that. And by the
Thank
way,
you, Dan.
By the way, she's like,
Thank you, Dan.
and do you think greedy? I say Jew boy. She didn't put that in.
Okay, you're adding that. You're
Do
adding
you think
that.
greedy, horrible, capitalist scumbag Ethan gave his employees a raise? Of course not.
But that is
Do I
like
need to disclose it to you
it
guys?
is part
Yeah,
of
like,
how
why-
it feels to me. Like I feel like we always
Imagine-
get
and-
criticized for stuff.
And imagine if he had told us that. Like they have become so predictable that you know exactly how that would have been spun by Snark. Like, oh, now Ethan's bragging about giving his
She's
staff
so
a
funny.
shitty little raise.
Bronco just gave
They never even
$1.99.
fed Cam.
They never
or
even
Boogie.
fed Cam. Pouting
Never
face
fed
emoji.
Cam,
Pouting
never fed
face
Boogie.
emoji. Pouting
Boogie.
face emoji. Pouting face emoji.
Like, if Ethan and Hila had shared that the crew had gotten a raise, yeah, they would say he was bragging. They would say it's not enough. They would say it's like indecent and like being inappropriate to talk about the crew's money. Like, he didn't. And this is what happens. And again, girl, you can't just like conjuncture, as she says. You can't just make conjecture in a video like this with no backup. I mean, you can, but you're gonna get tracked for it. It's unreal. I think Hila has a good point here as well.
Give his employees a raise? Of course not.
But that is
Do I
like
need to disclose it to you guys?
it is part
Yeah,
of
like
how
what?
it feels to me. Like I feel like we always get criticized for stuff surrounding
Greedy.
money and
Always.
greed because we're Jewish. Like it used to happen to us already years ago when we had to explain ourselves for getting like sponsored deals, and we were like, well, what about PewDiePie? Like he takes them. Why is nobody saying he's greedy? You know?
Well, yeah, and we've already had two in this video alone, right? And I might have missed a couple. We have the FUPA fund, accusations of greed and fraud, right? And now we have this. Now we have the 5%, and then being greedy and not sharing it with the crew, and also doing putting up a shitty set. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So she goes on with even more of just the most insanely unfounded takes the whole video, she just keeps saying, I was trying to be objective. I try to do a lot of research. And, my fans get so upset because I don't put out more videos because I spend so much time doing all my research. And then you say that Ethan and Hila made frenemies a toxic work environment. How could you even passively watch an episode of frenemies and not understand exactly who was making it a hostile work environment. Like, listen to the way the entire crew reacts when Madison says this.
I don't know who that is.
Who is Sam?
But
Who is Sam?
this all came to a head
She tried to get everyone fired.
when on Sam's first week, she put together a segment about getting advice from fans and answering it.
Yeah, it was an advice segment.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is so fucking lazy and horrible. Who thought of this crap?
Yeah.
And Sam
Poor
was like
Sam.
devastated.
Yeah.
It was so unnecessary.
And people were really excited. They had been asking for it. It was like.
Then she went on to make a show with Tana.
Right,
Doing that exact thing.
Because, we don't have to relitigate all the Trisha stuff, but I don't think it was ever really about any of the
Right.
specifics. It was just
I
like,
agree.
yeah.
She
it was
had
a
it-
strange thing.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
And there was a worm tongue in her ear as well.
Right, exactly.
Whispering cruel, fucking evil words.
I mean, she criticized me for having nannies, and she has nannies now.
Yup.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
No.
A little awkward, right? I made the executive decision as their boss, trying to foster a healthy work environment that lets
Listen to
us
this
not
asshole.
do the shoot tomorrow.
I don't know. If Trisha was a business...
What a fucking monster.
I don't know. Yeah, girl, you don't.
wanted more involvement to create a hostile work environment.
Listen.
Through telling your employees that
I
your business-
created a hostile work
Oh
environment.
my god.
You
How
are
do we even
lost,
spin
lady.
this
Oh
shit?
my
God.
God.
How the fuck do you even spin that?
Because you communicated to us that the co-host of our show was losing her fucking mind
Yeah.
and wanted all of us fired.
By the way, you want to say that all we did was put a curtain? Look at this lineup. You name
Precision.
another.
Let's not
fucking
relitigate the
show.
Straight
lineup either,
precision. But to say it is just so disingenuous. Like she seems so sincere and so earnest. But how does she not see that this is a fucking lie? How does she see that it's not a complete fabrication? Like, did she not watch Frenemies? Was she not ever a fan of any of this stuff? Is she really just getting her information from the Snark subreddits? Trisha was the victim? Who got called a cunt on air? Who got sworn at? Who got threatened with being fired over and over again? Like, what are we talking about? But this is the same thing of like Trisha and this woman, Madison and Frogan and Denims, and all of these women are allowed to do whatever they want with no repercussion. Because if you criticize them, then you are being a misogynist. I would consider myself a full-blown misandrist most of the time, right? Not here for men's bullshit. Shout out again to the fat lesbians in chat. Hang on one second. I just need to move this. I always ride for women, but this shit is so stupid. You can't treat people like shit, even if they're men, and then play the victim. This isn't even like a little thing. This is like horribly verbally abusive. Trisha was horribly verbally abusive, manipulative, someone with untreated, unmanaged borderline personality disorder where all you do is destroy relationships. I'm talking about when it's unmanaged and extreme, and hers definitely seemed to be. She isn't just allowed to treat people that way because she's a woman or because she's mentally ill. That doesn't make any sense. That does not make any sense. And any woman who has attacked these people, they are the worst thing in the world. It's just, the double standard is exhausting, and it's all like their brains really do seem full of holes, rotted. I don't know what it is. But then to act like Ethan is like insane and paranoid, like I would be too. Like this makes me feel crazy. It's not even about me. All right. And then Hila has a good point about how Madison is just able to believe at face value anything that's said by Hassan
Girl with
or
a mic,
whoever
when
else.
is she calling in?
Yo Swag just gave $5. As a man, I will attest that you have misandrist credentials.
Shout out. Shout out Feminist Rage. No male faves in this house. No male faves. But yeah, so she goes on to say, or Hila says here, I think it's here, says that Madison will just believe the explanations that Hassan gives, right? But with Ethan, there's no benefit of the doubt. There's no fact checking, right? There's no sense of like, wow, that sounds really crazy and maybe it's not right and I should look into it. She just clearly believes every horrible thing anyone has said about Ethan on the internet, no matter what has been corrected, retracted, apologized for, proven to be fake, right? Seems real fair and balanced. About as fair and balanced as Fox News, honestly.
Let's go.
The clip, though it really looks like the dog was shocked and that Hassan was messing with something off camera,
Kaya.
was not as it appeared. And that Kaya the
No.
dog simply got her foot caught on the bed. And
You
yelped.
fucking monster.
Oh my God, she's on excuse 2. We're at like 10 past this.
He's already moved. He's already said that's not what happened.
Right. They're so far past the dew claw now, girl. But the way she just says that with confidence, no, it definitely didn't happen like that. She hit her foot. Just takes it at face value, right? Takes what's said at face value. Not even face value. Face value would be like trusting your instincts while you watch it. She just puts the propaganda in her ear and says it as if she were there in the room. But when Ethan talks about the skulls coming to his house or CPS, then it's, well, there's a couple things that it could have been. There's a couple scenarios, right? Either some psychopath snarker called CPS and sent the skulls, or he did it himself. But here, it's not, well, Kaya could have hurt her foot, or Hassan shocked the shit out of her. No, it's just, no, Hassan didn't shock her. That's not what objective, fair, unbalanced investigating is. Research, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you think you're doing, I don't know what to tell you. And listen, as this person, do you think it sucks to watch all of these women jumping on grenades to save Hassan instead of their own careers? Yes. It is so frustrating. I wish there were some more men who were dumb enough to defame Ethan, but most of them have been covering their asses. It sucks that you guys keep sucking up to Hassan and trying to get in his good graces. Because what you're doing is you're making yourself just look like a puppet. A puppet of a man, which is just so gross. Like you're lying about financial crimes that have been disproven. To what end are you doing this, Madison? Why are you doing this? No one in Gaza is safer because of this. Ethan is not more guilty because of this. The only outcome Well, there have been several outcomes, one of which is now you're getting harassed because you didn't go far enough for these people that you're trying to cape for. And you're making yourself look like a hack. Alex. So Taylor can act like she has the market cornered on being a feminist and calling out misogyny. But this internalized misogyny, this internalized shit of throwing your own career away, of throwing away your credibility just to get in the limelight, or not even the limelight, just to be in Hassan's shadow, a man's shadow, get the fuck out of here, girls. That has been really hard to watch. Just lining up to jump on grenades. And I don't think it's a sexual thing. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they want to sleep with him, blah, blah. They think he's blah. I think that you are drawn to his clout. I think that you are drawn to his perceived politics, right? Because you want to be doing a good thing. You want to be doing the right thing. You want to be on the right side of things. So no one criticizes you ever. But you are sacrificing your own integrity to do that. Because now you are caught in 4K in a 3-hour video defaming someone. And calling another woman kind of a pedophile? Accusing another woman of calling CPS on herself and her children? Again, I say, to what end? Because as we're going to see, this is already not panning out for you. This is already not going well. And it hasn't gone well for anybody else, but you guys just keep having to learn the hard way that sacrificing your own integrity to be in Hassan's camp offers you no protection. And you aren't even on the right side of things. Because the way Hassan treats people, animals, strangers in his chat, that's not the side of leftism I want to be on. You are on a side of someone who leads with abuse. So let me remind feminist, leftist women out there, you can be a feminist and a leftist. Well, you can be a feminist definitely with hating Hassan. You can be a leftist and think Hassan is a fucking anti-intellectual dickhead who has nothing of value to say. Because that's what I am.
And she's also gay.
Didi Megadudu just gave $20. Whoever say Hassan maidens, and if Hassan you're a geniuses. Love
Hassan
you,
maidens.
Keep standing up for what's right.
Thank you, Didi.
You inspire me.
Thank you, Didi Megadudu. I'm going to talk a little bit more about my own philosophy about this shit, because as an older woman, I think that I can give some perspective, right? But just remember, you are not a bad leftist if you think Hassan Piker sucks. Those two are not, it's not a zero-sum game. I am a leftist and I think Hassan Piker sucks. I think he should not be the face of this movement. I think it's embarrassing. I think it's dangerous. I think it is counterproductive. And I am a leftist. I think the genocide in Gaza is disgusting. I think Netanyahu is a war criminal. I think Israel is doing horrific war crimes. And I think Hassan Piker fucking sucks. Because he does. He's not funny. He's not interesting. The shit that he says is stupid. He's abusive to his own fan base. He refuses to be a better feminist, has literally said that. Refuses to learn more about feminism and speak with a more feminist lens, because that would just be performative to him. And we've heard the way he talks about black people too. You can be a leftist and not have to fucking kiss Hassan's ring. Can we stop? Especially as women, it is so embarrassing. It is so embarrassing, girls. Please stop. Or you're just gonna keep learning the hard way. All right, we'll get back to the feminist shit later. But yeah, so I think there was more here.
Yeah, he's like 10 layers deep on the excuse. And reminder, this video came out 2 days ago. 2 days ago. This has been entirely fleshed out. He's at the point where he's saying, there was no collar.
Right, yeah. She was never
right?
wearing
and
a
so
collar.
You're still doing it, got caught on the bed. Give me a fucking break. You pathetic excuse of a researcher. Oh, God.
But
It's not
she
research.
wants to be fair. And then, like, with Hassan, like, she'll just take his word. But with you...
She takes Snark's word. She takes Trish's word.
Yeah, but whenever it's anything about you, she just goes to the worst possible reasoning.
Yeah. Whatever has been said about Ethan is fact. Is scripture. But what was said about Hassan, that is going to get all the research. That's going to get the enhanced video with the dew claw, right? That's going to get the full spin room treatment. How can you say you are making an objective video? How can you say you're making an objective video when that is how you process information? How can you say with a straight face that you wanted to make something even H3 fans could watch when you make zero effort to verify any of the claims that you have gotten from Snark or to be charitable in any sense to Ethan and Hila? How are we supposed to trust any of your research when we can see the huge holes in it? If you're that comfortable lying about Ethan, then yeah, I'm pretty sure you're lying about everything else. Like that is a transitive property that actually works, not Hila wears Care Bears, so she's a pedophile. Like, what are we doing? All right, now we're going to move on to the apology. There's so much more. Obviously, watch the whole thing. How long? What did it end up being? Over 4 hours. So there's a lot. I didn't come into this wanting to slam Madison, right? I honestly wanted to have a conversation with her, but she has gone offline. I mean, we chatted for a hot second and she said that she'd be interested in it, but that she needed to take some time for her mental health. Totally understand that, right? And so I wanted to be charitable. And I will be charitable at the end of this. But clearly there needs to be a little bit of tough love. And I'm not sure why these people have to keep learning everything the hard way. Right? Like, I shouldn't have to say, what were you expecting when you lied about someone committing financial crimes? Like, you should just know, especially with the number of subscribers you have and the number of videos you've put out, these like deep research videos, you haven't ever worried about like legal repercussions and having to check your sources. Like, this is why journalists have rules and ethics. It's yes because of like personal ethics, but also newspapers don't want to get fucking sued. And mind you, Madison, all of these people saying that Teddy Fresh is like like a Predator clothing line, all of these people were salivating for it when they were watching Frenemies. And Hassan was trying to get every single piece that came out and was bitching when certain things were only in women's sizes. These people are not being truthful with you. You have stepped on a hornet's nest and you don't even know it. So I'm not entirely sure why you made this video. I mean, I've seen some people speculating that, you know, you wanted to do a video that gets a lot of views. And I totally understand that, right? Like, we be juicing. Let's juice. But because you were so unbalanced in it, it feels like you had an ulterior motive. And I don't want to think that you did, because you do seem like someone who cares a lot about what they put into the world, right? You had a lot to say about being objective and being fair and wanting to, you know, show both sides and all of this, right? But I don't think, so I don't think what you're doing here ended up being for the right reasons. I don't know what your reasons actually were. But we're gonna watch some of the clips. I'm gonna give you some advice, and then we'll call it. First of all, as we'll get into, don't trust anything that Bad Empanada says, and it is just empanada, not empanada. There's no tilde on the N, so it's just Bad Empanada, like the food. Like, as a rule, he is always lying and always trolling. And he's just trying to scare you for the meme. He's not going to sue you. Those are not his lawyers. Those are Ethan's lawyers. He literally sent you that to make you look stupid, and then you're on screen apologizing to him. Like, that's just proof that you have not done any actual research about this. Like, you're just taking everything that these people are saying at face value, and now they're making you look stupid. It's been 2 days and they've already turned on you. Like, you can't be serious. Like, in your brain, I feel like you're still trying to rationalize that this is all H3 fans that are doing this to you. But you know deep down, if you look at the numbers, the majority of the people who are harassing you are not us. We might be saying this video sucks. We might be saying, like, correcting you in the chat or in the comments. But the people who are sending you threatening emails and saying that you are a genocide supporter and trying to, you know, defame you and discredit you and question your ethics and morals, that's not us. That's the people that you're groveling for. Why would you want to be a part of that party? Why would you want to be a part of that? There are plenty of other leftists. There are plenty of other people who do not agree with what Israel is doing, want the genocide to end, who are actually working to make that happen, right? Organizing protests, organizing mutual aid, all of that, who have no stake in this bullshit. You can be a leftist. You can believe all of these things and not spread misinformation about two streamers who have no bearing on the lives of the people in Gaza. Okay, I'm already getting off track. So first, all right, so obviously I'm not doing all of these, but okay, so we learned that Madison, you did branch out. I'm sorry that I didn't say this. Here's me making my apology. You did branch out from the Snark subreddit to TikTok to get your information. And it turns out the TikTok that you used uncritically is like a hugely deranged misinformation spreader about Ethan and Hila. And I don't understand how you looked at their account, because you said you got multiple videos from them, how you looked at that account and didn't think, this person is fucked up. How do you look at an account that is nothing but Ethan and Hila hate, that is nothing but, you know, like disgusting caricatures of them? How do you look at that and say, yup, this is a primary source. This is good information. This is definitely accurate. Like, if I see an account and it is just all like animations of Hassan with a tiny head and he's like zapping his dog and you can see her skeleton, I'm not using that as a fucking source. I'm not taking those people seriously because I know they just hate Hassan and it's propaganda. Like, I actually do not like those videos where, or the AI videos or the pictures of Kaya getting zapped and you can like, it's like an x-ray. I think those are horrible and in poor taste. It's very simple. It's very simple to look at a source and know that it is completely rotted. So I don't know how you looked at this one and thought, yes, I love this information so much, I'm going to thank them publicly for all of the research they've done for me.
There you go.
Shock is a bit of a bop. It's true. Like that is it's got a good beat again, but that's AI.
125.
And also just for research purposes, looking into the clips, and if someone's saying something, can I find a clip to back that up? It's hard to do, I think, with the...
It's so insane what she's saying. You did not look up in anything. What you did is you started with the conclusion and worked backwards. You never...
Which is what Taylor Lorenz does, which is what Kat Tenbarge does. It's like they didn't take English class, history class, like... As a writer, I mean, I remember being in history class and we would have to write these huge essays for a test, right? And my teacher would say, she would like write at the end of my paper, she'd be like, this is actually your introduction, right? I would have to write this whole thing just to get to the actual point of what I was trying to say. That is literally what these people are doing. They are just like shitting out of their butts all of this crap, right? Like they're just shitting misinformation until they get to a point. But they're not editing anything. And they're not researching anything. Because if they did, those final sentences would be very, very different. But they are just going into this and just with the idea in mind and like walking backwards from it. That's not journalism. That's not research. That's not investigation. If you already have the conclusion in mind, that completely narrows the field of information you are taking in. Pissing and then drinking it. Exactly. This is like if I did an essay on Hassan and I only used Tectone's Twitter as a source. Yes. Perfect example. Tectone. Also, let's talk about Dan Saltman. Do I agree with him sometimes? Yeah. Do I use him as a source? Fuck no. Because first and foremost, he hates Hassan. Dan Saltman sent me like an archive of Hassan's tweets. And he framed it as, you gotta check these out. Look how shitty and misogynistic he's being. Because he knows from my tweets that I am a feminist, right? So he thought that he could frame it that way, and then I would go into it with that frame of mind and see misogyny in every fucking tweet and pull them all out and make this whole exposed video. I looked at it and I was like, there's nothing here. I could see where I could have manufactured something that would have pleased him and other Hassan haters, but why the fuck would I do that? It's not real. If you actually have reasons for disliking someone or criticizing them, you don't have to make shit up. You don't have to frame things and then try to sell it to people. You know? I looked at it and I was like, there's nothing glaringly misogynistic in these tweets. I'm not going to spend all day combing through here to pick out a couple and then be like, whoa, Hassan, with this huge misogynistic history. No. The truth is, he's gotten more misogynist as he's gotten older. Back then, he was like pretty neutral. He's to fight fire with fire. That's how I feel. Like, if you can't see the propagandists on your own team, your own side of things, you are doomed to spread propaganda. God, it's just so like high school mean girl coded. Where as soon as someone is talking shit about someone you don't like, you guys become best friends and you just co-sign everything they do. But then you both end up in the principal's office. Yeah, he's a hater. Well, I would never use him as a source for anything. Tectone, obviously not. And sometimes I'll like a tweet from somebody that's like, Hassan sucks. I'm like, hell yeah, brother. And then I look at their account and it's like, they're super far right. And I'm like, ew, gross. Get rid of that. Have some fucking integrity. Have some integrity. All right. So yeah. So here's the TikTok source. Back to what we were actually talking about.
Never once looked at anything critically reported. You never even looked at any of my explanations. It's a disgusting disgrace. If you have a platform this big, it's time for people to start understanding that they have a responsibility. You can't fucking do this.
I linked.
Yeah, she's not a little baby creator that he's picking on. She has over 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. She's a big girl. She's a big girl, and that's why she should be above this kind of shit.
Linked one of her sources in the Discord. It's literally like a Snark TikTok.
Uh-huh.
Wait, how do you know
That's
she
her
sourced
comment on
this?
top.
Appreciate you. As you probably know, have been following your page and sourced from you. I believe mostly the
Sourced from you. This woman is admitting publicly that one of her sources is an anti-Ethan and Hila TikTok account.
Palestine and the Downward Spiral chapters appreciate your coverage greatly. So wait, which deranged lunatic is this?
Content crash out.
This page.
Look at the fucking page. How do you look at that page and say, this is a good source? This is going to give me that objective, unbiased information that I've wanted. Like, now I think you're full of shit. I think you're full of shit when you say you wanted to make an objective video, because this is your source for objective information about Ethan Klein. It is really hard to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying. But it does feel concern trolly, where you really fucking hate Ethan. You think he is this evil monster. And so you look at this and see no problem with it. Look at this, like, there's like AI videos making him look creepy. There's Hila in her IDF uniform. I mean, look at the first one. Look at his eyes. He's got like demon eyes. Very, very anti-Semitic, right? This is your source? This is one of your sources? Which, again, we don't even have to wonder, because you thank this motherfucker. As you probably know, have been following your page and sourced from you. I wanted to make a video that H3 fans could watch and understand. How's anyone supposed to take you seriously? It doesn't make sense. She never had good intention. Yeah, the thing is, it is very cult-like, where you think you have the right intentions, but like the motivation is wrong in your brain, right? Like, to her, the motivation is to stop Ethan from causing harm. But that premise is flawed. So now everything you do in service of that premise is also flawed. And because of that flawed premise, you're now out here perpetuating defamatory claims about financial crimes, about crimes against children. And we're the crazy ones. We're the ones in a cult. We're the ones in a cult, but you guys are co-signing people with like, this is like Trump level AI slop. But we're the crazy ones. We're the ones where no dissent is allowed. You saw this and uncritically sourced information from this. Teddy Fresh boycott, Israel-Palestine, and his downward spiral. Like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hi, Roman P. Welcome to the chat. I saw that. I did see that you messaged me on Reddit. I do not want to talk to you because I know where that chat will end up. It'll end up on Snark. It will be clipped out of context. I do not believe that you are trying to talk to me in good faith at all. You have done nothing to make me think that you are. I do not consider this to be a genuine bridge of any kind. So no, thank you. Because I'm not fucking stupid. I'm a grown-ass woman, and I have been at this for a long time. Roman P with 3 E's is one of the Snark moderators who is named in the lawsuit. And they reached out to me to start some kind of a dialogue. And I have nothing to say to them. Because why would I? They are the moderator who did all of the ironic confessions about being a Reddit employee. So no, I don't think that you are contacting me in good faith. At all. At all. They were in chat. Yeah, let me just hop onto my Reddit DMs and give you a bunch of stuff that you can put on fucking Snark subreddit. Please, girl. What do you think this is? What do you think this is? Okay. Okay. So yeah, their sources are terrible. We knew that, but it obviously goes beyond Reddit. And okay, so here's the next part. This is what sucks is that these people have to keep learning this the same way, which is that nobody put a gun to her head to do this, right? But she was influenced by people like Roman P and their friends. And now all of those people who she thought were going to be so happy with her, that they were going to be putting her on their shoulders and hip, hip, hooray, three cheers for Madison. She stopped genocide by making a 3-hour video based on Reddit and TikTok slop. She really thought that's what was going to happen, but instead, no way. The goalposts just keep moving. And so, yeah, here's Ethan talking about, we've just watched this happen so many times.
Clip. Like I said, this is a 3-hour video where I'm handling many complex issues, but maybe I should have explained that a little bit more.
Dude, you explaining all that
explanation made no sense.
Well, it made it extraordinarily worse for her. You were right the first time. And once again, it's the snarkers that made her make this dumb video, right? That's defamatory. And now the snarkers made her make this apology where she's doubling down on the defamation. There's nobody that has ever benefited from participating in this community. It only ever harms them.
Nobody has ever benefited, Roman, if you're still here, nobody has ever benefited from being part of this hate community. And now Madison's part of it. Of her own will, of her own free will.
Anybody that has ever benefited from participating in this community, it only ever harms them every time. The mods are being sued, right? The creators who stole my fucking content are being sued. Nobody's benefiting from this.
Yeah. Hang on. Alexander said, the fact that a snarker reached out tells me someone is a bit threatened by someone who is level-headed, intelligent, blah, 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 and getting a bigger audience. Right. Yes. They want to find a hole that they can get into and take me down, destroy me, discredit me, do to me what they're doing to Ethan and Hila and everybody else, right? Everyone on the crew. So am I going to be a pedophile next? Right? That's what it is. Because I am making sense to people, because what I'm saying is resonating with people, that is a threat, apparently. Right? Again, I was a teenage girl. This is not new behavior. I have seen these plays. I have invented these plays. Hey, can we chat? Love your stuff. Can we chat? Just me and you. I'm definitely not on three-way call with your sworn enemy. Like, bitch. We grew up with three-way calling. We grew up with three-way calling. I am not new to this. I am true to this. You are not gonna fucking get a private conversation with me, girl. What do you think this is? Honestly, part of me is like, maybe if we brought back bullying, they would know they're trying to do shit that's already been done. Dude, three-way calling was the devil. The devil. Star 67 her ass, yeah. What are we talking about? Oh, all right. They're talking about how snarkers being part of this community, buying into it, supporting it, perpetuating its bullshit is like shooting yourself in the foot. And Madison is the latest victim, and it's terrible.
iDubbbz is fucking streaming to 150 people. You know?
Okay, let's do it.
Nobody's benefiting from this. Creators who stole my every time.
Okay, here we
from
go.
Participating in this community, where she's doubling down on the defamation. There's nobody that has ever benefited from participating in this community. It only ever harms them every time.
Star 67. All I can think about now is 1-800 wet-tits. Because they use star 67. Sorry. Okay.
Benefited from participating in this community. It only ever harms them every time. The mods are being sued.
Dude, I wrote a short story about based on a true story of a sleepover that I was at as a teenager. And part of the game that we played at that sleepover was recording horrible things, mean insults about half of the girls. Like, we were in one room. Well, no, I was not in the cool room. I was in the not cool room. The cool girls went into the bathroom together with a tape recorder and recorded horrible things, saying horrible things about the rest of us. Mean stuff. And then they gave us that tape and left the room. And we had to sit there and listen to the tape of like, Kate's fat, and this girl's ugly, and this girl looks like a man, and this girl's breath smells. I am not new to this.
She's so funny.
I am true to
Sandra
this.
Zoms just gave $1.99.
Thank you,
Girl,
Sandra.
Nothing good ever came from three-way call.
Like, this is like in my bones. Play the video. Why play the video? Why are you yelling at me? Deej. Okay. Yeah, girls are terrible. But I'm a seasoned vet when it comes to this shit.
Right? The creators who stole my fucking content are being sued.
Yup.
Nobody's benefiting from this.
Like, Deej, damn.
iDubbbz is fucking streaming to 150 people.
Shout out, iDubbbz.
Let me continue with this email.
Oh yeah, back to
this
that.
can only be an intentional omission.
okay.
Given the research in your video, you surely know that I was quoting Ethan himself. H3 podcast episode, February 12th, 2025, titled "I Can't Handle This Anymore." Timestamp 1939.
All right, this is her reading Bad and Pinata's email uncritically. Just reading it uncritically as he tries to correct the record. She's so dumb, man. It sucks.
You know,
her kids are nerve and sick. So yeah, she's smart. She didn't vaccinate them. She looks like that type.
Yeah, I don't think it's appropriate for me to outright state any claim in my video, and that's
okay.
It's not appropriate for me to outright state any claim in my video. I don't know. Maybe it's interesting that Hila makes childish clothes. Pedophile. And then they close the Fupa Fund after using the money themselves. Like, girl, you made claims. You made the claims you weren't supposed to make without saying, allegedly, in my opinion, this is what people say in Minecraft. How long have you been on the internet? You didn't get 600,000 subbies overnight. Trust me, I know how hard it is. Like, girl, it's bad. It's bad. Oh, here is maybe one of the most insane takes of the evening is her comparing Ethan and Hila to Ruby Frankie. Speechless, truly speechless at this one.
What?
I don't think that's appropriate for me to outright state in a video. That's my personal opinion on that. I have seen, through instances like Ruby Frankie, when people
She proceeds to compare me.
What?
To Ruby Frankie, the woman who had a family vlog channel, who had children chained
Locked
up in
in
her
a basement?
who she beat and abused.
Oh
She's
my
now
God.
in jail for reckless child abuse and
Yes.
torture. She's going to compare me to Ruby.
How?
I have seen, through instances like Ruby Frankie, when people are escalating their behavior and it's getting more and more serious, you are just more likely to gather a group of people who are becoming more concerned for your family, for your children, and for yourself.
Yep, that's Snark, just a group of concerned citizens.
That would be true, Madison. That would be true if the people concerned were actually in his fucking life. His parents aren't concerned. His coworkers aren't concerned. His friends aren't concerned. The concern is fake. Are you really this oblivious? Is that the right word here? Are you really this oblivious? Are you really this gullible? Because you really think, it really seems like you think you mean well. But you don't even know what you are ingesting and then regurgitating. If I say what I want to say, the mods will mute me. It's unbelievable. And again, this feels like another allusion to child abuse, I mean, it is directly. You can't think of Ruby Frankie and not think about child abuse, child neglect, endangerment, right? Again, the premise is flawed, Madison. You went into this without a truly objective point of view.
And your own mental
This
state.
has no relevance. I watched the documentary too.
Oh, how dare she?
How is that even being brought
It's
up?
malicious.
Right now?
It's disgusting. It's shameless. It's fucking horrible. It's just so wrong. And she sits there like she's so altruistic and she's so sweet and she's just trying to give everyone a fair shake. Nah. Not.
You certainly did not give Ethan a fair shake. Hila, us as fans, you didn't give anybody a fair shake over on this side. Again, I say, like, and I've said this about stuff that Taylor puts out. How much more interesting would it have been if you had? How much more watchable for all communities would it have been if you had done a real thoughtful deep dive on both sides of this? Like, am I gonna have to fucking do it? Why is there nobody that can talk about this, like, objectively? How is it this impossible? How is there nobody that's like fascinated by this and wants to dissect it? To me, it's not even about them hearing it. I just want someone to do it. I think that it's such an interesting thing. The reason I ever even talked to Taylor Lorenz, we were mutuals, and then I reached out to her. I was like, yo, this stuff that's happening is like so complex and in-depth and crazy. Like, I think you would be great at covering it because you cover online communities and stuff that's happening, you know, on with creators and influencers. And that's when she was like, Ethan killed his dog. I was like, oh, never mind. The pod people have gotten you too. Do I have other? There is a moment, and I'm so mad that the transcripts aren't up yet, because there was this moment where Ethan, I mean, it was really kind of heartbreaking. He was like, I am a person. This shit matters to me. Like, what you're saying about me matters. And I don't know where that ended up. If anyone has the timestamp to that, I would love to play it, but the transcripts aren't working for some reason for me. In the meantime, oh, she says that she's been getting shit from our fans from Reddit. Let me see if I can find that bit, because that doesn't seem like it's right. Let's see. Let me just play it from here. Oops. Oh, this is Ruby Frank, right? Dude, you're so fucked. You're so fucked. And no one is to blame but yourself. All you had to do was not say really damaging shit online. Okay, so this bit is about the skulls. Ethan is going to show the confirmation email, you know, that he obviously faked. Because when it comes to Ethan, Occam's razor is never a thing. It's always the most complicated conspiracy. It's not that some unhinged lunatic sent him skulls in the mail. 2, by the way. One for him, one for Hila. Certainly seems like more of a threat than if you just sent one. But here we go.
As far as the skull thing, I think that there is 2 possibilities.
Girl, please. 2 possibilities about the skulls getting sent to the house. No second possibility for Hassan and Kaya. Even though Hassan himself has said like 5 different possibilities. But he definitely didn't shock his dog. But as far as Ethan and Hila go, there's a 50-50 chance that they sent it to themselves. Wait, what mouth sounds? What are you guys talking about?
Public record. Let me pull this up as she continues. There's a link.
This is like the giving.
Well, and that is the problem. The public record thing. He keeps repeating that because that's a big problem when it comes to defamation, right? Like, if it is public record, that means that you would be able to find this information somehow to verify your claims before you make them. The fact that you didn't do that feels like willfully malicious.
Giving the wrong answer to when you ask people about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 possibilities.
And Trump
wasn't
being
there,
like,
okay?
there's good people on both sides.
There's obviously 2 possibilities that happened. It didn't happen. Right now, I'm not here to pick sides.
Sorry, I cannot believe Roman P came in this chat trying to have a conversation with me. I can't believe that. That is so stupid of them. That feels desperado. Yeah, that was crazy. Still reeling.
That's right. I'm qualified to do so.
Pretty sure it's a woman, but I'm not
look
entirely
at this.
sure.
For those that say they like to do research, by the way, this is all publicly available and took me less than 10 minutes to track down.
So this is not Ethan sharing the email directly. This is someone in the subreddit who was able to find this public record about the skulls. Took 10 minutes. If Madison had stepped away from the Snark subreddit and the TikTok Snark slop, she might have actually been able to make a more objective video. Alas. Alas, she did not. And now this just feels like negligence.
This is why you're so fucked. This is part of the public record now that was submitted as an exhibit in my current ongoing lawsuits. Here's a statement from the company that sent me the skulls.
Oh, Rambar Nassim, isn't that Bad Empanada's lawyer?
Now we confirm the information below. The order in question with the invoice number dated March 10, 2025. The order listed Ethan Klein at H3 Productions as a customer with shipping to Los Angeles. The order also listed the email as h3h3@hotmail.com, obviously fake email. April 1, 2025, Ethan's team contacted us after receiving the shipment, expressing concern and questioning how this could have occurred. Based on the information provided by Ethan's team, we understood that neither Ethan Klein nor 10 Entertainment had placed this order. The order appears to have been placed with a VPN, an IP address from Malmo, Skane country, Sweden.
It was Love. Obviously, Love went on his Swedish VPN, or maybe it was his mom, and sent the skulls to themselves. Hawk did it! Hawk definitely did it. Like, see? This is what they'll say. Because they're so predictable. Sweden mentioned, put a markup. I'm surprised Love didn't say something there.
The order
it was Beauty Pie.
Was placed under a business purchase order, which normally would not have been sent to accounting for review or approval. However, because
definitely Fat Love,
the next day air delivery AM shipping option was selected, an automation rule allowed the order to bypass normal payments and verification safeguards. No payment was ever processed. The automation issue has since been corrected. We coordinated directly.
Oh, they set their VPN? So, yeah, they could have even set it for Sweden to try to implicate Love.
With the representatives of the podcast to arrange for the return of the skulls, and they were successfully returned to our facility. Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And this was, where AB is so right. Like, if you actually had valid criticisms of Ethan and Hila, you wouldn't have to stretch the truth like this. You wouldn't have to do it. Okay, so there's a couple more things, but whatever. We know the rest of it, right? The only threat she received from H3 people was one person saying, if you put out this video, I'm going to burn my hoodie that you made a long time ago. All right. I'm going to zoom out. Let's zoom out and let's talk through a bit of like a feminist lens. It's not a feminist rage moment, but I just want to talk about this pattern, this trend that I'm seeing with Gen Z or younger millennial creators, especially in the last week alone, right? Or maybe even the last month. I just want to say something as an older woman who had to go through the same thing. Stop Stop apologizing all the time. Stop apologizing for everything you fucking do. We have this video from Madison, right? Where she is just like hand-wringing over the little mistakes the snarkers have been roasting her for, right? Where she is just like on her knees. She's like kneeling in gravel for these people, right? And then we have Cutie Cinderella's weird apology, right? Where she's apologizing for it wasn't really even clear to me. Apologizing for trying to hold space for the fact that maybe people could change, right? That maybe you shouldn't close the door on everyone if you're able, if you have the privilege and the brain space and the emotional labor available, maybe you should try to talk to people you don't agree with. She is apologizing for that because she's getting shit. And then there's Vanilla Mace, who just threw her friend under the bus because she started getting criticism. And now we have one more, and it's not really about an apology so much as she takes things really hard from other people. Why is this not? Imager, get back here. You guys might be able to guess what it is. But I saw this comment today in Olivia's stream chat. She premiered a new video, completely unrelated to H3, completely unrelated to everything. And you would think that at this point, with her off the show for, is it indefinitely? We don't know. You would think that all the little snarkers would be happy with her and praising her and supporting her, right? But no, this is what she gets in chat. From working for a Zionist to doing a video about two of them, unfollow. So Olivia has been harassed out of her on-camera job by these people. And they still believe she has not done enough. They are still not happy with her sacrifice. They still are moving the goalposts. Because guess what, girl? Guess what, girls? All of you. That is what's going to keep happening. You apologizing is not going to change that. From where I sit, and I'm going to give everybody all the grace in the world, it seems like these are 4 women who are young, who are idealistic in a good way, and who want to do the right thing, who genuinely care about the causes that keep them up at night. And I say this as a very emotional, sensitive, passionate person. If you've been a subscriber for any length of time, you know I've cried a lot on this fucking show. But with all of that good, there is mixed in the fact that y'all care way, way, way too much about what strangers online think about you. And as a result of that, as a result of being so invested in how other people see you, it is fucking with your own integrity. Not necessarily Olivia. For me, it's more just girl, they're never going to think you've done enough, right? But for these other 3 who keep walking back shit that they've said, it's going to mess with your own integrity. I mean, we're seeing it now with Madison. We've seen it with Cutie Cinderella, and we definitely saw it with Vanilla Mace, right? Where she just fully lied and tried to cover it up. That's what happens when you don't listen to yourself. So I had this moment earlier as I was putting this together, and I was like, these women need to have their Elle Woods moment. If you're not familiar with the classic Legally Blonde, the movie, Elle Woods starts out as someone who is doing everything to get her man back, right? She goes to grad school or law school just to impress a guy. She gets there. She gets into the law school, which he said he needed a girl who was in law school if he was going to marry her. She hits all of the marks. She actually gets him before him because he was on the wait list. And he still thinks she's not marriage material. So then she has this light bulb moment, and this is the moment I wish for these 4 streamers, these women. Okay?
We took the same LSATs and we're taking the same classes.
I know, but come on, Elle, be serious. You can do something more valuable with your time.
I'm never going to be good enough for you, am I?
I'm never going to be good enough for you. You are never going to be good enough or perfect enough or say things the exact right way for anybody, but especially for these highly critical people who are pretty obviously miserable with themselves and like to take it out on other people by being extremely negative, critical, picking people apart. This is known as other-oriented perfectionism. Other-oriented perfectionism. It's where people focus their unrealistic standards for themselves or unrealistic standards on other people. They hold other people to impossible standards. When you realize that you cannot please them, when you realize that you will never be enough, you can't twist yourself into a shape that is going to be sufficient for these people, you are free. Stop worrying so much about what these online freaks have to say. Go get your little orange iBook. Get your little Elle Woods orange iBook and get to fucking work, man. It is as simple as saying what you mean and meaning what you say. If that is the truth, you don't have to backtrack and apologize. You don't have to. It's okay if people don't like you. It's gonna happen. There are plenty of people you don't like, right? You can't make everyone proud. There are going to be people who are disappointed in you. But when you stand your ground on your principles, and when you build those principles on your own values, which I do believe are rooted in goodness, I believe that you are good people, and when you fully understand why you feel the way you feel, why you believe what you believe, when you have that kind of depth of integrity, it doesn't matter what these people online say. You will not be moved. I think all women have to go through this. They have to go through and have their Elle Woods moment where they realize, oh, nothing I do is ever going to satisfy everyone. Because we have been conditioned our whole lives to try to satisfy everyone except for ourselves. But you really, really, really want to outgrow this, okay? You want to outgrow this urge, this instinct to please everyone. Because if you don't, you will end up like Taylor Lorenz. Just debilitatingly insecure, crouching in the comment sections of nobodies, defending yourself. Just wholly dependent on the feedback of other people, to the point that you don't have a self anymore. This isn't just bad for your soul in general and like your general happiness and self-concept. It's also terrible content. It's bad content. For you to say one thing strongly one day and then take it all back the next, or to sympathize with your friend and have a really human moment and then the next day act like you've never fucking met her. What do you believe, right? Stop worrying so much about what these people think about you and worry about what you think of you. Where you stand on things, what you believe. Like, take the time to do it. Take the time to figure out where you stand and be firm. Like, firmly plant yourself in that. Don't worry about what the supposed cool people are saying or how they're saying it or the way they act or what they think of you. Focus on getting things right. Focus on the truth. Focus on things that feel good to you. Form your opinions on like your actual thoughts and not what is being regurgitated at you. Because when you speak from a place that that is firmly planted, when you are firmly planted in your mission, bitches. Thank you.
Dee Megadoodoo gave $4.99. Because if you don't, you will end up like Taylor Lawrence is the spookiest tale you've told all season, rolling on the floor laughing
It's
emoji,
true, man.
Ghost emoji, jack-o'-lantern emoji, skull emoji, purple heart emoji.
She feels so immature because she has not leveled up in this way. She has no conviction. She will put out these statements that she thinks are going to be very popular, and then when they're not, she fucking crumbles because she is only worried about the perception of herself and not actually with the content of her character. When you are firmly planted in your values and in your beliefs, you won't have to apologize all the time. You will apologize when you mean it, when you really believe that you've messed up. But for the most part, you won't have to apologize because you'll know in your heart that what you've said is what you believe to be true. You're not just basing it on shit you're hearing and what the latest, like what the latest update is, what the latest microchip download is from one community or another. And maybe you'll still hate Ethan Klein and think he's the worst. Maybe it'll make you even more vocal against him. But at least it'll be rooted in something real and not in what you pull from Reddit or TikTok. Whatever you land on, whatever you decide to be like your guiding stars, land on it and stand on it with conviction, girlies. Like, I cannot stress enough how freeing it is to really know what you believe. It is worth the time. And honestly, we have someone who gave a shining example of that this week. Another young woman who is in an even more dangerous situation. And that's Emmy Rue. Because while y'all are afraid of backlash from random strangers on the internet and people not liking you and unfollowing you and thinking you're a genocide lover when you know in your heart that's not true, Emmy Rue is standing up to her abuser. That is genuinely dangerous for a lot of women. But she believes this is something she needs to do. And she's doing it even though she's scared, even though her voice is shaking. She is standing up for what she believes in. And she is defending herself. That is real strength. And yes, she did it. That's right, Billiam. She is doing it knowing that she is going to face backlash. But is she apologizing for it after saying it? No, because she has nothing to fucking apologize for. Cutie Cinderella, you had nothing to apologize for when you talked about using your privilege to help change people's minds. Vanilla Mace, you had nothing to apologize for when you had a human moment with your friend and compared stories about times where it felt really uncomfortable to call people out. That is a human moment. Madison, you did not need to apologize to all of these little shit stains on the internet who have no intention of being kind to you or listening to you. All they care about is feeling superior to you. And so they will keep moving the goalposts. When you realize you have no control over their goalposts, over what they've decided is the most perfect way to be an activist, you just release it, man. I can't tell you how many times I have seen snark adjacent people saying they're disappointed in me. I do not care because I do not respect you. It doesn't matter to me that these nameless, faceless people think that I support genocide. Doesn't matter to me because I know I don't. And that's enough. Oh no, you're going to tell your other garbage friends that I'm a genocide lover or that I'm a Zionist or whatever else. So fucking what? You don't know me. Your magic is no good here. Your power is no good here. So that is my final thought to y'all. Is just and to sweet Olivia, who we love so well. It's never going to be good enough. It's never going to be good enough, girl. I want you to be who you want to be. You have a beautiful heart, you have a beautiful soul, and you care deeply about everything that you do. Right? But make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Because these people are not here to lift you up. They are not here to be in community. They are here to judge you and to feel superior to you. So just let them go. All of you. Just stop apologizing all the time. I mean, we still haven't gotten an apology out of Hassan for literally anything he's ever done. And you guys are apologizing for like these little semantic things. And all it's doing is making you look like a liar, making you look like a terrible friend. So I vote take a page out of Emiru's book. Do the hard thing, even if you're scared. And sometimes the hardest thing is like learning what you actually believe, doing the research, and then being able to stand on it. You gotta get better at managing conflict and confrontation, or you will just keep being eaten alive. We have no idea what's going on with Olivia. Let's stop speculating, please. But all I'm saying is, if you pin your self-concept, your self-esteem on what other people think, which is, it's not a moral failing. It is something that all of us go through. If you do that, you will end up, if you don't outgrow it, you will end up like Taylor Lorenz. Just begging for any kind of feedback, any kind of negative, positive feedback, and then just defending yourself into the ground. Oh, so that's it. I just want everyone to be cool. I want female streamers to do better for themselves, not for anybody else. I want these young female streamers to be able to say, I don't give a fuck, man. Don't wait until you're older. Stop giving a fuck now. Like, give a fuck about yourself, the people in your community, and the causes you really care about. Don't give a fuck about saying every single word right for these bird brains. Who are they? Who even are they? Literally, who are they? Why do you care? Spend some time. Spend some time learning about yourself. Because again, when you really believe everything that you say, there's a lot less backtracking. You might make mistakes. We all make mistakes, right? And it's good to correct them and be like, ooh, I didn't mean what I should have said that differently, blah, blah, blah. But when you know in your heart that you mean well and you haven't harmed anyone, you start to be able to sniff out the bullshit of people just trying to look superior by calling you out. Oh, spend some time volunteering out in nature and touching grass. Yeah, it is a beautiful thing to just be outside. All right, do we want to play a scary video game for a little bit? I need to pee and switch over to the other stream. But if y'all are in for one final scary game, and then it's back to Subnautica. Yeah, Outlast is what we're going to play. Okay, cool. Yay. All right. So I'm going to take a little break. Gonna go to the potty, refill my water, and then I will get everything set up for the game. Yes, let's all cross our fingers. I have rebooted everything. Very hopeful that it'll work. Thank you everyone for listening. If you're not staying up with us, totally get it. If you are, this should redirect as soon as I end it. So I will see you over on the other stream. Thanks everybody. Bye.